In the last session, we were talking about what a product is and some of the general idea about the product, the classification of product. Now, we people are familiar with the number of products. When it's hot, we use an AC or a fan to bring down the atmosphere, make the atmosphere cool. When we are thirsty, we purchase juice or some packed drinks. When we are in need of online works, we purchase a computer. So, for every need, we are using one product or another, and it has a name. It has a common name. For washing machine, for online works, computer, for getting some fresh air, for making the room cool, either an AC or a fan. So, for using, for getting water, good drinking water, water purifier. So, we use some common names for the products which we are using for a specific purpose, and we can call it as generic name. But when we are learning about marketing, and when think of a condition where I have started producing a particular good for a particular purpose, and how will people identify my product from others' product? When a generic name is being used, a fan is to be purchased. What is the surety that a person who is in need of a fan will come and purchase my product? There comes the aspect of branding. Actually, branding, when we are talking about branding is a decision which is talking about whether a product is to be sold. Branding is a decision which is talking about whether a product is to be sold under a generic name or a specific name. So, in simple words, when you are saying about branding is giving a specific name for the product. Branding is giving a specific name for the product, because only when specific name is being given, customer will be able to identify and distinguish the products from competitors' product. So, branding is a decision by a business firm whether to sell the goods under a generic name or under a specific name. This is the key word for branding. Specific name, giving a specific name for the product so as to identify and distinguish the product from that of competitors. So, branding is that aspect which is concerned with naming, giving a specific name for the product. Then only we can make sure that the product is distinguished by the customer and they will surely purchase our product. So, giving that specific name so as to identify and distinguish our product from that of competitors. That process of giving a name, a symbol, or a sign for our product, that is specific name. It can be a name, a symbol, or sign. for our product, it is called as branding. It is called as branding. Now, some of the terms related to branding you have to understand. Some of the terms related to branding you have to understand. First one, you have to understand what is a brand. What is a brand? Brand is nothing. Brand is a name, term, sign or symbol. Name, term, sign or symbol. Name, term, sign or symbol or combination of them. Or combination of them. We have already seen in branding, when we are talking about a brand, what to say? Name can be used, a term can be used, a sign can be used, symbol can be used or a combination can be used so as to differentiate it from that of competitor's product. So as to what to say? Identify the product as our firm's, our company's product. That is called as a brand. And when we are talking about a brand, for example, if you are looking Lifebuoy, Dunlop, the name, some sign. For Bima, there is a boy standing like this. A symbol or a color scheme. It can be a color scheme. And for Asian Paints, there is one thing called the Gatu on the back. And nowadays, a kind of zebra. I forgot the name of that one. Again, that is a symbol. So, it can be combination of them. It can be words, signs, symbol and maybe combination of all these things together. So, if you are looking at a brand, it can be combination of a brand name and a brand mark. That is another thing you have to understand. The brand name. Brand name. Actually, it is we can say it's a part of brand. Brand name. What is brand name? Brand name is the utterable part of brand. Utterable part of verbal component of brand. Verbal component. That means which can be spoken out, which can be called, which can be spoken is called. That part of brand which can be spoken, the verbal component. Part of brand which can be spoken. What are saying? Verbal component. Part of brand which can be spoken. Say Asian Paints, Maggie, Lifebuoy. All these are utterable. That part of brand which can be spoken, which can be verbally communicated. That is called brand name. Now there is called a brand mark. That is another thing you have to understand. Brand mark. For example, the Gatu in Asian Paints, or for Bima Jewelry there is a picture of a small boy standing. And again, what to say? Onida, there is a devil's picture. Or LIC, for denoting LIC, there is a lamb like picture. So all these things are brand mark. That means that part of brand which cannot be spoken, which is not utterable, which cannot be utterable. But looking at that we can understand. Looking at that brand, we will be able to identify. It can be recognized but cannot be called out, cannot be uttered. It can be a sign, it can be a symbol, it can be a color scheme. So all these things which is non-spoken part of a brand or non-utterable part of brand is brand mark. It can be identified but is not utterable. And when this brand mark is given legal protection, when this brand mark is given legal protection means that same brand mark cannot be used by another person. You call it by the name trademark. Trademark. when a part of brand, a brand or part of brand, a brand or part of brand when it is given legal protection. When it is given legal protection, we call it by the name trademark. So these are the 4 terms which you have to understand. These are the 4 terms which you have to understand when you are learning about branding. Branding is giving specific name for a product. It can be a name, it can be a symbol, it can be a sign, or it can be a color scheme. So all these things comes under branding. So branding is giving a specific name so as to identify, so as to distinguish the product from competitor's product. Now, when branding is being done, it has advantages. It has advantages both for the firm as well as for the marketers, for the persons who are selling it, and of course for the consumers. For the marketers, advantages for marketers. That means the persons who are selling. One advantage is that it enables product differentiation. Product differentiation. It enables product differentiation. That means when a product is being given a specific name, a sign or symbol, the customer will be able to differentiate, or the firm will be able to help the customer differentiate the product of the firm from competitors' product. And what to say, when customers are aware of that specific name, specific sign or specific symbol, the firm can be at a better position where customers will be asking for, or they can have a secure control of market. They will get the customers in their hands, because customers come and ask for Maggi, customers come and ask for Dunlop, customers come and ask for Sephora, whatever be. So when there is a specific name, it enables product differentiation, helps to differentiate a product from that of competitors. Another thing is that helps in advertising and display. Helps in advertising and display. When you are advertising, if customer is to be attracted to your product, you will have to clearly mention it is not a fan, it is Ketan fan. It is not refrigerator, LG refrigerator. It's not television, it is Sony television. It is not a computer, it is HP computer. So there, when we are informing customer about the product which the organization, which the marketer is bringing out. When there is a specific name for that, with that name we can inform. The HP computer has to be purchased for this and this facilities. Ketan fan has to be purchased. LG television has to be purchased. So it helps in advertising with that specific name, making customers aware that what to say, you have to purchase our product. We can very well display, very well advertise, attract the customer to our product in specific. Helps in advertising and display. Third one is differential pricing. Differential pricing. Differential pricing. Differential pricing means for certain products where customers are very aware that a product is having a particular standard, product is giving that specific benefit, customer will be ready to pay any amount for that. So, there customer can or when customer is happy with the product which a particular firm is bringing out, a customer will be ready to pay. When the purchase is becoming habitual, they can go for pricing when different compared to their competitors. They can go for their special pricing, or they can go for a pricing which is much more different from other competitors' product. For example, in footwear section, if you are going for hash puppies or if you are going for woodland, they charge very higher prices when compared to normal Bata or such kind of footwears, because customers are very aware that the other one is providing them with better satisfaction. When it is habitual, they will be ready to pay any amount for that. So, for pricing, for differential pricing, for putting a price different from that of competitors, again the branding helps. Branding helps. Fourth one, introduction of new products. Introduction of new products. Introduction of new products. When one product which have a particular brand name, when it is serving the customers in a better way, when it is providing satisfaction to customer, you can see that in the same name, if some other product is also brought in, customer will expect that quality, and if they are able to get that quality, customer will be very happy to purchase that. With that name, they can bring in new products. Maggi came into the picture of business with noodles. Now we can see many other things other than noodles Maggi is selling, because people have that much of trust in that brand name Maggi. Honda, they came in with automobiles. When they are bringing new models under the same name, they are getting. Samsung came with electronic products. Now they have wide range of electronic products, because people are happy with that. People are happy with the product. So, when a brand name, when it has entered into the minds, hearts of people, when they are very sure about the satisfaction that product is providing, automatically that brand name can be used for introduction of new products, and people will be attracted to new products. That is also another benefit marketer is getting. Now, for customers, what purpose do branding provides? For customers, again, we have to understand is that first one is when it is product differentiation, here it is product identification. Product identification. Product identification is facilitated. Customer can very well understand the product. Customer will be able to identify the product of a particular firm by the name, by the color scheme, by the symbol which is given on the pack or which is given on the product. Customer will be able to identify the product. Product identification is facilitated. Another thing is that it ensures quality. Certain brands make sure that a customer is getting, customer is getting the best. So, customers also know that if it is that particular brand is very well good to use, or that particular brand provides us with this features. So, customer is very sure regarding the quality, regarding the standard of the product when it comes to some particular products, some particular brands. So, in that way, looking at the brands, we can ensure whether that is a product with a quality. Third one is status symbol. Status symbol. Status symbol. Certain products, when we are using, it is considered as a products which is of a creamy layer. For example, once upon a time, Benz car, you must be knowing that symbol of Benz car, right? So, that symbol or that particular product which is having a particular name, as I have said, cross pen. When I am using it, people who are using pens will be familiar. There are much more better pens, okay. As according to my knowledge, cross pens cost somewhere around 10,000, 15,000 rupees. Much more costlier pens are there. Apart from a car and another brand, Benz or Audi, or I am not that auto savvy, so I am not very familiar with the names. When you are using mobile, Apple. So, such kind of names give us a different level of acceptance. So, it is considered as a status symbol. So, many a times certain brands, certain brand names, certain brand marks give us serves as a status symbol. We belongs to a different creamy class, it is considered. Now, when we are taking a brand name, what all things we have to keep in mind? That is a thing we are discussing. What all things we have to keep in mind? The qualities of a good brand name. The qualities of a good brand name. What all things we have to consider? Qualities of good brand name. Qualities of good brand name. What all things we have to keep in mind when we are giving a name, a brand name? First one you have to keep in mind is that brand name should be short. It must be short and easy to pronounce. It must be not a very long name. It must be easy to pronounce. That is why we are going for some of the names, Pons or Nokia or Vivo. All these things are very short, easy to pronounce. So, that is easy for a customer to call it out, identify. So, it must be short. It must not be a very long name. Again, another thing is that it must when you are using a brand name, it must suggest the qualities and benefits. It must suggest the qualities and benefits of product. Suggest qualities and benefit of products and benefits of products. Of product, qualities and benefits of product. What to say? Promise or Rasika or Mr. White. All these things are calling out the qualities of that particular product. Kitchen treasure. Again, it is calling out some specific quality or specific benefit or specific purpose of that particular product. So, that has to be kept in mind. Again, it must be distinctive. Distinctive. That means it must be different, something attractive, something innovative. Say Spirit, Safari, Zodiac or Arrow. All these things are something different. Something special must be there. Okay. Again, it should be adaptable for packaging and labeling. Adaptable for packaging and labeling. For packaging and labeling, it must be a name which can be easily put on the package. For preparing label and all, it must be it must be adaptable, and it must be capable of putting in different languages, or what we can say is that for advertising purpose, we must be able to communicate it very fast. Every language they must be able to understand. That is also another thing. It must be adaptable for packaging and labeling. Again, another thing is that brand name should be versatile to accommodate other product. Versatile to accommodate other products. That means when we are selecting a brand name, if we are going for a brand name where other things also can be added, say Maggie or Colgate, you can see a number of products are with that name. So if we are putting a brand name which can be used for different kind of products, that could be much more better. So with the same brand name, marketers can bring in the products. Another thing is that it must be capable of being registered, capable of being legally protected. That means nobody else must have the same name, or it must not be very close or similar to other brands. It must be capable of legally protected. And the last one is very important. It must have staying power. It must be there in the minds of people. It must be there in the minds of people. Now, if you are asking a little child, what do you want? Immediately answer will come, Kinder Joy. Kinder Joy. Staying power. Complan, Horlicks, all these things have staying power. So when you are taking a name, that must have a capacity of staying in the minds of the customers. So we are talking about the branding aspect of product.